This is our Range Rover Sport Autobiography edition, one of very few in Australia, and we have no idea if this engine is completely cooked or completely fine.
We bought this Range Rover Autobiography sight unseen, only knowing one thing. It was overheating and had mechanical damage. Now, if you know anything about Range Rovers, you know they really don't like to overheat. So this was a huge risk. However, this car actually has a very interesting story behind it. It was originally sold by the auction company to a dealer through finance. Now, an important detail is that it was on the clean side of the auction, so it wasn't a damaged car. However, it arrived to the dealership with overheating issues. Now, obviously the dealer wanted nothing to do with it, as they didn't buy it as a car with issues. So, it got very messy, and the auction house ended up taking it back. But this is where the worst part happened. The driver drove it back to the auction house, as they were not told it was overheating. When you drive a car with no coolant, bad things happen. It was then sold on the salvage side of the auction site, and that's how we've ended up with it. And we don't even know where to start. Wow, it's here. I really hope this engine isn't stuffed. This could be a bad idea. God damn, these things look good. I've never seen a red one. Candy red in person, god damn. The Range Rover has arrived. Just wait until you see this interior. Alrighty y'all, she's coming off the truck. As you can see, it doesn't drive off the truck, which is good news. Well, the brakes work, thank God. I was kind of thinking it would just keep going just then. Man, he's flying off. Sport Autobiography, Dustin 1. God knows what that means. Wow, 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 wow. That looks good, eh? You messing with it?
Open the door, I need to see this interior.
Look at this!
Shoo!
Wow. The interior is beautiful. Look at the screen.
That is stunning.
Wow.
This is fancy.
Oh my god, it smells
That
brand new.
is...
Smell
Ooh,
that.
Mate.
Look at this Alcantara up here.
Oh wait, it's an Alcantara headliner. What?
Probably from Germany.
Oh my
Like,
god.
see,
Alcantara
just the
headliner,
head
bro.
first.
What?
Yeah, I'll see.
Who the
If I
hell?
need it,
Smell in here.
Back 22, I think.
We've never had, other than the Porsche, we've never had a cleaner smelling
it's an
car.
SVR engine.
We've never had Alcantara goddamn headliner.
It's the
The
same
floor is premium
engine. So I'll
carpet.
see.
Look.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna turn it around
What a
anyway.
win so far. But let's have a look at that engine.
Yeah.
This is the part that matters. The supercharged 5-litre V8. This thing is an absolute monster. But not when it's got a hole in it. So let's find out what really caused this catastrophe. If you can't tell, this thing's dead as a doornail. So the first thing I'm gonna do is get power to it, have a little look around the car. This little cover off the top, supercharged, as you all know.
Pre-faded.
There is the supercharger. That thing is massive.
That's the neutral. Pull there.
Oh, that's how you, oh, that's easy to put it in neutral.
They knew these cars would blow up.
Yeah, they made it really easy to put it in neutral. I hear something. It's priming.
Oh, the car just sang a jingle.
The engine did prime. There you go, yeah, it has ignition, guys. We have a seat. Oh, this feels like luxury.
What is a Range Rover without that light there?
Yeah, that's right. Engine light.
Oh, and traction.
It says please start engine. It wants me to start it. Then we need to call in the expert.
You said expert, I didn't know you were referring to me. Yeah?
What the hell? What's going on?
What
do
is
we
going
do?
on?
It
I
just
don't know.
It wants me to like start it.
What
but I'm
comes
her up.
Yeah, but
start her up.
I think you might. Have an
Gearbox
issue there.
fault, HDC not available, brake pedal feel reduced, press brake when braking, I don't know, trip, is there anything wrong with the car, is it fine?
I think it's.
SOS system,
Guys, I think we just put plates on it and go.
I think it's good. I think we bought a fine car.
Car works.
Vehicle info, show warnings. Brake pedal feel reduced, stability control not available, doors are open, bonnet's open,
Oh, and cars are gonna blow up.
reverse traffic detection, blind spot system, headlight system, gearbox fault, HDC not available. It doesn't specifically say the engine's stuffed. I don't see
It
it.
doesn't say low coolant or anything.
It doesn't say.
Got a fault code in there for that.
It hasn't got an engine stuffed fault code. Books. That's a start.
Full service book.
Full set of service books. And this thing, guys, is not on the written off register. It is not written off. So it's worth its full value. No one will know this thing's been in an accident. That's what's so good about this car. That's one of the main reasons this car is so appealing. It's technically a clean title car. And the fact that we managed to get it for significantly less than the dealer wanted for it means this thing could be a real money maker for us. But not if we can't turn it over. Alright, so based off the description of the car, we're assuming it won't start. So, as a Hail Mary, I'm gonna try and start it, because if it does, then it does, and that's cool. 3, 2, 1. It doesn't start. That's a good start.
It put the handbrake on and said no, buddy.
Yeah, it's a no chance, mate. No chance.
So why would that be?
I don't know. That's what we have to find out, guys. That's the fun. That's the fun part. Why is the engine seized altogether? It's a full working car, apart from the engine, which is the most important part.
All right, now we have the car spun around in its right position. This lift spot is now filled. Let's see how fast we can find what's wrong with it.
So nothing too funky under here. It looks pretty normal so far. Obviously, we're gonna take off this huge under tray.
Looks like a beluga whale.
Yeah,
The bumper's like at a weird angle.
It does look like a whale.
Other than that, I do see calcification from coolant. Like everywhere. It's dripped down the whole thing. It's literally on everything. It's like coolant dust.
Now, we heard a rumor that the water pump failure had caused this engine to fail. So, that explains the coolant everywhere.
Rusting?
Good old fashioned
British engineering at its finest.
Does it have a spark plug in the exhaust?
No, it's an O2
Oh wait,
sensor,
yeah.
Chris.
Sorry. My brain's not working.
Time to rip the under tray off and hopefully not see a big hole in the engine. Well guys, under tray off. I mean, I don't think it looks that bad. There's definitely some coolant everywhere and it's a bit wet. But we can see the main pulley, so we can turn it over and see if it'll turn over. That's probably the biggest thing in this whole build, is if this thing turns over, which would mean we're gonna save a lot of money and it's a good deal. In the other case, the engine's stuffed. Wow, it looks pretty wet. Very wet. It's actually drenched up there. It could be rain?
No.
No, that's not rain. That looks like coolant. There's coolant everywhere, actually. Oh god. Oh no. This could be really bad. Alright guys, this is the biggest moment of the build already. Will it turn over? Is this engine stuffed?
Oh no.
I'm scared. 3, 2, 1.
Aww. It's locked up.
It's pretty damn tight.
Not moving an inch.
Shit, moving an inch. I think we might need a motor.
Look at that. It doesn't
Man,
move
she
an
ain't going at all. They've seized it real solid. Well, there you go, guys. We need an engine.
Good job.
Yeah, they did a great job at this one. That's, well, that's a letdown. All right, well, now, next thing we'll do, take the plugs out, scope the bores, have a quick look around, confirm our theory if that doesn't confirm it enough, figure out how we're gonna handle this car. This has completely changed the course of the car. Even though we knew it was a possibility, we were really hoping it would be okay. But sometimes the gamble doesn't pay off. And in this case, we gotta do what we do best, swap an engine. This is the second time we've bought a car that ended up having a blown engine. But just like last time, we're gonna get this thing up and running again. Whether we rebuild this engine or swap it entirely.
Alright guys, it's now a new day. We're fresh. It was a big day receiving a lot of those cars. So let me inform you on what is so special about these cars and just give you a bit of an insight into what this car is. So this is a Range Rover Sport. This one here specifically is a facelift variant. So allow me to explain to you why this car specifically is so much more special than just the normal one. Now normally these things come as an SVR, and the thing that defines it is this engine here. Now this here is a 5-litre V8 supercharger, very, very fat supercharger, which is the exact same engine as the SVR, but this is an Autobiography edition. So not only does it come with the SVR engine, the SVR driveline, it's also a much more premium version of the SVR. The reason it's an Autobiography is it gives whoever ordered it the ability to order more bespoke special design. By looking at it, it looks like the headliner in this car is one of those special items. So this is like a white Alcantara headliner, which obviously is one of the bespoke options. The interior itself is a lot more luxurious. You can see it's got very premium leather. It has armrests. It's more premium as a whole, basically. You get more options, you get more luxury, you get more everything when it comes to this thing being an Autobiography. Definitely one of only a few with this paint, this beautiful red with the white Alcantara on the inside. That is basically what makes this car so damn special and why it was kind of a deal that we could not pass up. Now, we did have that overheating issue that we heard of that came from this engine. We found out a couple of days ago that this thing was locked up. But today, I think it's time to dig a bit deeper into it. We know it's blown up, but before we get into replacing the whole engine, we want to just make sure that we know, or we have a best guess as to what happened to this thing. So On today's agenda, we're going to tear all of this stuff off the top. We're going to pull the coil packs and spark plugs out. We're going to use our bore scope tool, have a look inside, see what happened. Basically just figure out what caused this thing to lock up. Let's get to work.
Starting off with removing this very weird looking intake and all the lines and covers around the coil packs. British engineering doesn't seem too bad so far. Now for the coil packs themselves. And thankfully, they're a lot easier than the Mercedes M177 ones, because they are a complete nightmare. Now for a quick cleaning break. The bet, is this going to come up? Is this Land Rover badge going to fix itself?
I think so.
We've got Mig doing it.
This guy right here loves polishing.
The king of cleaning.
The king of cleaning.
Can a British badge hold up to Australian sun?
Oh, that's the debate, eh?
Time will tell.
Guys, if one day you want us to have our own product line of detailing products, make us famous. It'll be called,
Mixed detailing.
yeah, Migs Squigs. I don't know.
It actually is coming up.
Look at that.
Wow.
Land Rover, folks. Land Rover.
Land Rover.
Ever you had
I'll
any
tell you what,
doubt?
that changes the front just like that.
Beautiful.
Ever you had any doubt?
We're using some acrylic polish, basically.
There you go. That's the stuff you need, guys.
Apparently you can't find this anywhere in the market.
German.
German.
Can't
German
go
on
wrong.
British.
Can't go wrong. I'm happy.
Coil packs are pretty much all out, and then we
all
can
out.
take all the spark plugs out and we can scope the bores. Now for each spark plug.
Next to the cool pack.
There you go, number one.
Alright, time to take out every single one and see what happens.
A little darker, but still a clean burner. Number three,
Fun.
fine as well. The one we didn't record.
The only one we didn't record coming out, guys. There you go.
All the others have been clean burners, but this is,
Interesting.
that's oil. Smells like oil, man. Have a look at that.
That's number
It's
4,
nothing
yeah.
out of the ordinary. I've got
Number
an
4.
Audi. This thing, my thing runs on oil. The
you compare it to these
the one
ones?
next door, clean burner. I've obviously wiped most of it with my finger, but
Interesting.
very interesting. Move to the other bank now.
And on the other side, these things just kept getting worse and worse.
Yeah, that one's
very dark.
Yep, that's it. That's so much worse than the other one. We've upgraded, guys.
Taking one step at a time, making it worse and worse every time. That one's pretty bad.
Dirty down the whole thread.
Now, spark plugs can tell you a lot about an engine's health, and ours definitely didn't look normal. However, now that they're out, we can scope the bores with our Timu bore scope and see if we can see any destruction.
There's a lot of crap on the crown of that piston.
There's just no real scoring. There's no like snapped pistons like we saw on the. There's no snapped conrods like we saw on the thing.
I mean, there is damp, but it's not like it's wet.
There's no destruction. It is the crank that we need, not the top end. That would be the best case, as we don't need to drop 20k on a new engine. No scoring, no crazy major damage. So, I'm gonna drop the oil. Weirdly enough, this oil was perfectly clean, with no metal chunks or any signs of damage. Alright, so to be honest, we have no idea what the hell is wrong with this engine. Even after all that, we can't see like a big hole or nothing. The thing just won't turn.
Today we're going to begin the process of dropping this motor. So this whole front end has to come off. Bumper, headlights, radiators, everything behind it, fans. Because these cars are kind of involved. There's a lot of random stuff everywhere. And so basically the method of dropping this engine that we've chosen, we're going to do it with the subframe. So it's 4 bolts and everything comes out. That means suspension has to come off, front end has to come off, all that.
We're gonna see if we can find out more about why this engine is supposedly blown. Or is it blown? I don't know. First thing to come off is the front bumper, which seems to be in 50 million different pieces and actually took us a while to get off considering it's just a bumper. But we did it in the end. Then, the headlights. Then, all the hoses, lines, and wires connecting to those radiators. Then, we created Niagara Falls in the workshop. Crash bar off, and time for the rads themselves to come off.
Alright, so now the main rads are ready to come out. Obviously this has taken us a good like 5 hours to do because we're still learning a new car. Every car's designed differently, but I can confidently say that this is one of the best front ends to take off. You know, most things make sense to pull off. Coolant hoses have like press tabs instead of like the random clips and impossible pulls. But yeah, if we were given the chance to tear apart another front end on one of these, I reckon we could do it a lot faster now. They are very simple, honestly. So Jake, undo the 2 bolts and these rads should come right out, which means that's it. Yeah! And here we have the front end of our Range Rover Sport Autobiography. Essentially, it's the same setup as an SVR. Not that we've ever worked on one, but
Fan is attached to
The crank. We'll do that thing when we're putting it on. You know the thing where you start the car and then you hold the fan and let it thread itself in, but you have to take your hand off quick enough so it doesn't take your fingers with it. One of the nicer front end tear-offs we've had. Just a lot of learning. I can see drippage there. We'd have to get this off. I can see drippage. I think this is the water pump here, and I can definitely see through the blades there that there is some white, which is what happens when coolant dries up. It leaves like a white calcified residue. But obviously I think our theories do stand true. Whoever drove this car drove it with no coolant, and it got so hot that it locked up. Is what it is, but now it's dropped the motor time.
So who knows? Is this engine completely stuffed, or is it worth it to rebuild it? Next, it's time to rip this thing apart and take a closer look. And if the worst happens, source an engine. In the meantime, we have some absolutely massive things coming on the channel involving our next cars and another huge change coming soon. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy what you're seeing, and leave a comment with any feedback, thoughts, opinions, or anything really. Stay tuned, this is about to get even better.